Hello, my name is Derek McGillivray, commonly known as the Happy Medium. This is my, you could say, weekly podcast, you could say, or predictions, or anything on Channel 2. I'm in my office this week, and I haven't got the crystal ball, but I've got my tarot cards, and I've been thinking about a lot that's going on, especially on this Holy Week. Now, there's been a lot of talk about King Charles this week. And one of the first cards that came up was the King of Swords card, and King of Swords are all about logic and the air element, which is it's quite firm, it's about mental health and all that sort of stuff. And then came along the options card. Now, whether this is a prediction or a channeling that Prince Charles has options, we all know he's ill health lately, and he's standing his ground. But it's also change, because the Five of Wands is all about change, but standing your ground in the path. Now, it's still quite a spiritual card, the Five of Wands, and it reminds us of the five elements. And the elements are coming more into our life as we learn more about the ancient elements. And that's the kind of shaman stuff, the kind of Pictish stuff that's embedded in our history, in our past lives, the elements of earth and water, fire, that fire element, which I am a fire element, being a Sagittarius. And speaking about stars and astrology, there's a massive change going on just now as we're heading into the fifth dimensions period, you could say. And the 40 days we've just went through has been quite a traumatic days for relationships, figuring out where you are, and even in some personal stuff, a lot of awakening is coming from that. And we have to always go back to the heart and always be kind to yourself in that awakening, because that awakening can bring on some nasty stuff, some emotional stuff will come out, or some stuff we haven't dealt with. It comes back to haunt us. So this last week is all about clearing, making space, being kind to ourselves. I've been lucky, I've had my wee daughter here, and I've had some great time and great pleasure and youthfulness, and not about Easter eggs and stuff like that, but it's been really enjoyable having a young energy about our house again and get into that youthfulness of life and that rebirth, because that's what the Christ consciousness, or we in angelic Reiki we call it the blood of Christ consciousness, that's coming aware of more and more now. Now, I would say I'm deeply religious, but I don't disbelieve in Jesus, as I see him as a bit of ascended master, and the teachings from him are very important for today's world. And I still wear a cross, and it reminds me of the crucifixion that he did for us all, you could say. And he had a choice to take all the sins for us, and he had a choice to educate. And there's a lot of research, I'm not going to get into that, but there is, you could say, a rebirth of his energy coming with the fifth dimensional energies that are coming. And when we look at that, and I looked at a different set of cards for some guidance of what's coming, and I got, like you say, the Nine of Pentacles, which is really a card all about, enjoying the fruits of your labour and the hard work you've put into your spiritual development, and value yourself. Now, one of the things we've had to learn over the last year or so is boundaries. It's not let people close in or give as much, give her all the time. People have to value that and value you. And sometimes we give and give and give, and we give away our energy, and then we get tired, we get ill, we get sick, and we wonder why. So there's a lesson in that, and maybe that is where we get drawn to King Charles, because the immense pressure they've got, and I'm not a royalist by any means, but I also remember the story of James IV, they could say the Scottish king, who mixed with the people, actually. And because I'm doing a speech tonight about Elgin Speakers Club, it's one of the things in history, he came up to Elgin to visit, but he kind of disguised himself, and you could say he was having a pub watch going round secretly and listening to people, listening to stories of the day and what the issues were silently, and he had empathy for people as well. And this is what this is all about, the change just now, bringing up that energy, maybe King James IV brought then. He was a royal, but he came and listened. So maybe somebody new coming in who's got empathy and will listen to his people and be a servant of the people and raise a voice. And King Charles was always known for speaking out. So maybe there's a change. Now I know the David Icke stuff that he thinks the royals are all bad and whatnot, but I think there's a change in the whole way. Now one thing we're taught in angelic Reiki is to be non-judgmental, and in mindfulness techniques it's be non-judgmental. Don't get caught in all this drama on the news and whatnot and the anger and frustration that it causes. And we really have to look at ourselves, and that's where you've got the King of Wands here now. It's a spiritual king, and that's the king that's inside us all. And it reads, motivational, inspiring, theatrical, ambitious, take a leadership role, step into the spotlight, public speaking, keep your eyes on the big picture, communicate with vision, don't be sensitive to criticism. And it's really speaking from your heart centre. If you're not happy with situations at your work, in relationships, then speak about it, communicate. Don't shut somebody off because they've got a different point of view. Listen, because not knowing is not understanding, and not understanding is not knowing. So that's why I'm seeing the Emperor card now. Kind of looks like a young Donald Trump there, does it? You know, it's like when you look at that, and it's like logic, organisation will increase your success. Take charge of a situation, accept a leadership role with structure and discipline. And that's what kind of Trump is doing over in America when you think about it, where you like him, love him or hate him. He's making us all think about the world and about the world we live in, whether we like it or not. And that's what we've got to do now, is think about our presence in this world, what we're here for. We've signed a soul contract to come here. And we've signed a contract to make a difference and to learn and to awaken in this period of fifth dimensional coming. And people will say, well, what does the 3D mean? It just means that you're you're grounded, you're part of Earth, but you're not awakened. You know, and there's ancient knowledge there that's in our DNA. It doesn't come from aliens or elsewhere, it's already here. Because we're all aliens. You can think of angels as being aliens or whatever. We're all alien, right? So we all come from a source of love, a source that made us. You know, even Jesus came from that source. God, whatever you want to call it, we came from a place of love. And we're down here to learn and to awaken. And there's a lot of things that have been channeled this week, and I'm seeing lots of naval ships for some reason. I've seen lots of old naval ships as well coming back into play. Now, whether that's to capture something or to stop drug trades, but I'm seeing that in the Middle East. I'm seeing it in areas in Russia as well. And I see that America and Russia are going to get friendlier. And I'm seeing China becoming friendlier as well. And we're all uniting, not under a world government type thing, but a new partnership. And I've seen this for a long time. It's not world government, it's a new partnership. And I've seen that coming because that's what we all want. We all want to live with each other and learn from each other because we're all part of the same world. And I've seen that, and it's like there's a lot of untruths that are coming out as well. And a lot of people get caught up with the aliens coming to see us. That technology's been there, and it's still there. And there's technology that's been there for thousands of years that we've been using already. And you know, if we see a flying saucer or something, it might be that we're flying it ourselves. So it's not just aliens. There's lots of secret stuff coming out. We've been exposed. We've all got phones and cameras now, and we're instantly connected to satellites. So that is instantly shared. The media hides it. And you know, I don't want to get into too much of the controversial or conspiracy stuff because this channel will be blocked. But use your own heartfelt sensations. Don't let the mind take over. And if you think positive things will happen. We all go through challenges because we can cope with them. We can get through it. And I've had 3 deaths over this last 6 weeks in the family, and we've had changes in the work. We've had major change going on in how we work as well. And we've all went through that change. The whole world's going through a change just now, an awakening. And it's all should be done with love. And I want to subscribe for more of this on the YouTube channel. It might just be me ranting away, but it's channeled knowledge. And it's something I want you to be aware of that you can do as well. And you want to learn more, start following, because as I build up the followers, and if you subscribe below, I will do more educational, I'll be interviewing people, and I'll be learning more and more about technology, how we can incorporate more into these chats. So I'm only doing like 10-15 minute chats just now to build up the channel, and the predictions are going to come, the channel is going to come more of, and we have to say by the law it's experimental, and it's of an experimental nature. So hope you enjoyed this, and you never know, some of the predictions about the royals might come true. There's definitely change there, and there's also seen a build up of a naval force, a very it's not a war against a certain country, it's to do with clearing the drugs, clearing the criminals, and all countries are in it together. So let's hope that's a true vision where we can get back to the proper trading routes, and I can see that there will be good trade deals done. It'll benefit the whole world. And there is some stuff going to come out over Easter or just after Easter. It's already out and people already know it, with all the abuse that's been going on in certain areas around the world. But there's going to be more of it coming out, and there's going to be a big shock, a very important person that's going to be exposed either in Hollywood or in the religious circle, or both. So look out for that news coming. Thank you for listening. Derek McGillivray, a happy medium.